morning. My name is Richard, and on YouTube I go by Resilient Rich because it takes true resilience to stay on the narrow path that leads to eternal life. And it's in these days, man, it takes a lot of it. You know, I just made a video yesterday about how I'm trying to have love for the, people who persecute you and seek to destroy your life for no apparent reason other than whatever they're doing for their personal gain, whether they were bribed or they're getting paid. It's hard, man. It's challenging. So any prayers out there like that anyone would be willing to send my way, man, I'd appreciate, because this is insane. It's like, if you're a follower of Jesus Christ, I'm sure you're going through similar things, man. I'm sure that it seems like you can't do anything right, like the world's just against you. You know what I mean? Society, in public, at work, you're treated different, you're held back, and it's like everything that used to be good and valued is now looked down upon and rejected, at least for a follower of Jesus Christ, man. Like, it used to be, people used to look at it as a good thing to, like, the saying, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Bosses, and I'm sure my boss does, and these dispatchers are not bosses, but they act like it. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but you'll see why I said that here in a minute. Anyways, like, it used to be a good thing to want to get stuff done, to want to be ahead, to communicate, finding out what's going on in the company, what you can do to be a better asset, what you can do to get ahead. Now you do that, dude, and you just annoy people, at least in trucking. It's like all work ethic has just went out the window, dude. I don't know if it's because like a newer society or a newer generation is coming into the work field. I don't know, dude, but it is horrible, man. Like, I posted a couple shorts of last night. Actually, it was just a few hours ago, early this morning. It's ridiculous. And this isn't even the dispatchers. This is just people on the frac site shining their brights while you're trying to back up and you have a spotter. You know what I mean? Like, there used to be rules on the frac site that your lights had to be off. Like, that's all ignored, dude. And I have a feeling it's part of the targeting and part of the workplace mobbing. I know it is, dude, because of the games they play. And it's irritating, dude. It's like, why? Anyways, I leave location and I text and I say, hey, empty and ready for another load. They said back on the list. Or they said on the list. So once again, I said, I didn't know that there was waiting lists. When we all have our designated shifts to work, I didn't know that there would be a waiting list. And he said, what? I'm confused. And I just didn't respond. I gave it a few hours. And I said, so do you think this is going to be it? Do you think that's going to, that's going to be it for loads for this shift? He says, no. Your shift is 2 a.m. to 2 p.m. What kind of answer is that? It's almost like 10 o'clock. Load takes around like 4 hours. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of answer? It was just a short, smug answer, dude. So I said, can I, or would I be able to preload then, so that I'm ready and ahead of the game when the load is needed? Dispatch texts back and says, hold your horses. What did they say? Hold your horses. I said you'll get a load. Dude, it just irritated me because it's just pure narcissism, man. Like, and I told the guy, I said, I know you said you would get a load, and I am holding my horses, but a little bit of communication would be nice. I said, I'm sure that you would want some communication too if you were paid by the load and you're sitting around making no money and wondering why. Not to mention on the last frac for the other company, but they all work together because this, what I'm about to talk about in a minute, this message that the dispatcher sent to this other company was the company that dispatched the last place that was dispatching the loads on the last frac. So they all work together, man. They're all intertwined together. But on the last frac, it was horrible, dude, and it was causing tension. Like, I was off this day. I think it was when I was in Wyoming. But I heard like dudes almost got in fights and everything. And the day before this that I heard about these guys almost getting into a fight and stuff, truck drivers, a guy was getting irritated and he said, a little bit of communication would be nice. He said, I don't know if, I'm not hearing back on if my message even went through to check in. I want to make sure I'm on the list so I don't lose my spot. But services out here is sketchy and there's no communication. And it's extremely disrespectful and what did he say? A slap in the face to the drivers. And I agree, dude. I didn't agree on the message, but in my head I was like, dude, somebody said something at least, you know? So, we're in a society to where, the work environment's rough, dude. A dispatcher is not a boss at all, especially in, this type of work. At all, dude. They sit on a computer, wait until they're told, or on their phone or whatever app, wait until they're told that a load needs to be dispatched, and freaking dispatch a truck to go pick up that load. It's not like a over-the-road dispatcher who actually uses their head and has to find loads in different areas of the country that makes sense for the driver. And no, dude, it's nothing like that. And they act like they're above you. They can just not talk to you and leave you in the blind and leave you wondering why you're not making money, why you're just sitting there and not communicate. But then expect you to be a certain way. And I'm saying this because this dispatcher, after I said, when he said hold your horses, and I got irritated because he said, dude, all caps, dude, hold your horses. I said you'll get a load. I said I am holding my horses. I'm simply trying to get ahead and trying to work. I said I didn't know that a little bit of communication was too much to ask for, and I think it shouldn't be. He sends out this message on the group that dispatches you, so a ton of people saw it. He says my name. Could you tell Rick so-and-so? No, he said it would be nice if Rick so-and-so could be a little bit more of a team player. So I screenshot it, man. I'm like a team. And then he says, blowing me up with 4 text messages about a load when I told him I would get a load. I texted you once and told you I was empty, ready for a load. And then I text, when I said I was on the list, asking about the list because we're all supposed to be on designated shifts. And then I gave it a few hours because of how long these loads take. And then I say, because it would be nice to go stage to know where to stage, to know whether I'm going to get another load or not. And that, it's nice. It would be nice to know that. That's not too much to ask. And then to be told, dude, wow, or dude, all caps, dude, I told you you're going to get a load. It's, man, it's irritating, dude. So he sends this out saying that I need to be more of a team player. You know what I thought a team player was? I thought a team player was somebody who had a hustle, was somebody who liked to work, was somebody who liked to be ahead of the game and tried to do as much as they could accomplish in their shift. That's what I thought a team player was. And I thought that someone who wasn't a team player, was someone who didn't communicate, who was short and just did their bare minimum on their job. No communication skills, no trying to, build some type of a relationship with the drivers they're dispatching, not trying to do any of that. Just when, the load comes through, hey, you have a load, please accept your load. Not too long ago, that was considered not being a team player. And a guy like me, who's trying to just get ahead of the game and be as productive as I can in my shift, was considered a team player. But you know what? I guess things are different now, man. And that's the thing, dude. If you're chosen of God, then you're good. It's going to feel like you're going to go through seasons in life where it feels like everyone's against you, dude. And I'm sure that you've gone through things similar to this your whole life. As I've said before, you feel different. You don't like being around crowds. You don't seek approval. But in the same way, you demand respect. And I don't mean that as in a tough guy. It's just, you know your worth, and you know who you are, and you know the respect you try and put out. So subconsciously, you expect that respect in return. But you don't get it, especially now in this world, dude. They try and hold you back so much. They do everything they can to keep you from progressing, man. And it's due to jealousy, dude. It's due to insecurity. I don't even know what causes it, besides the fact that they just can't stand you for whatever reason, man. It's how I feel is these in my job, these dispatchers, they think it's authority. They use it for to abuse authority, man. They really do. And when I was with this other company, I'll say the name of it. When I was with Henry Bros, most of the dispatchers were cool, dude, but there was this one, and they would abuse their authority, dude. If you did something, let's say that they said something, they came up to you all huffy and puffy like they were the crap, and you needed to listen to them, even though they're just a dispatcher. And you stuck up for yourself. You know what they would do? They wouldn't give you any loads for the night and make you go sit, just to show their authority. And I feel like that's how these dispatchers at this company are. They take that little bit of control that they have in being able to decide who gets loads and when they get them, and they abuse it, dude. That's petty, dude. That shows you how horrible of a leader, a real leader, these people would be. If they're going to take advantage of a simple dispatcher position, imagine the advantage they would take if they were an actual boss, or, you know what I mean? It's just scary, and there's so many people like that. They get a little taste of control, and they go all out with it, dude. And they think that there's something special, when in reality, and I'm not saying this because I'm a truck driver, but in reality, dude, it's the truck drivers that are out doing the work. It's the truck drivers that are out driving in the weather. It's the truck drivers that are risking their safety and their, driving on ice roads and getting the sand to where it needs to be. And you know what I mean? Every part of a team is important, but I'm saying a lot of these dispatchers treat the truck drivers like we're less than them, when I think if there were any thought on that, it should be the opposite. But I don't want to think of myself better than anybody. But a dispatcher looking down on me just shows you insecurity, man, and pure narcissism. And I'm sure a lot of you deal with that in your workplace, no matter what type of work you do. I guarantee you're treated different, and you're held back, and you're talked about behind your back. And you can tell you're talked about behind your back because one day, you'll go a couple days with a coworker or whatever, or maybe not a coworker, but a person who works for a different company in your same area of work, being super cool, talking like you guys are friends for a few days, and then that go from him getting completely sideways with you. Not sideways, but just standoffish, like he's afraid to talk to you. I'm sure you notice things like that, and that's because your name's being talked about while you're not around. And you're being gossiped about, man. And if you're being gossiped about, there's something about you that they're jealous of. Because why else would they sit there and gossip, dude, for no reason? If you didn't do anything bad, you didn't do anything wrong, why would anybody sit there and gossip about you? It's to kick you down because they're afraid you might rise above them. And that's what the light of Christ does to you, man. It just, people can see it, and it's intimidating to them because they don't understand it. And all they can see is a decent worker who seems to have his head on his shoulders, who is competent at his job. And just because they see something different and they see that you are good at your job, and anything you're asked to do, you do it with the best of ability, and you succeed. And instead of being proud that you're on their team and working together and getting other people, to put effort in succeeding as well, instead of being like that, they get jealous and they get pissed off, so they try and tear you down, man. Through slander, through gossip, through character assassination, even, and I've dealt with this a lot, dude, trying to get you to mess up. And as a truck driver, that can be dangerous, dude. Like that truck that hit the side of my truck. And there was no other way, there's no way that was an accident. That was intentional. That lady trying to get me stuck going up the hill, trying to push me over in the ditch, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't see why people can't look at a guy who's competent at his job and be proud to have that on their team. I don't understand why people take that as a threat, dude. For one, a lot of us aren't seeking, at least me, and I guarantee a lot of other people are like this too. If you're, if you believe you're chosen of God, you're not seeking personal approval. So it's not like you're even trying to be a boss or trying to, and half the people who, not even half, 99% of the people who are competing with you that you don't even know about, you're not even paying attention to. Because you don't care. You're here to do your job and to go home. You're not here to be the teacher's pet and do certain things and be a bendo or be a pushover in order for a promotion. For one, you don't have to, because you're good at your job. And it drives people nuts, man. And it's not fair, dude, but you know what? It's the world we live in, and what are we going to do about it? We're just going to have to deal with it, man, until this experience in our life is over with. It's not a reason to give up. It's not a reason, you know what I mean? Because I'm a firm believer that wherever you are at in life right now, whether work, where you live, the community you're in, you are meant to be there 100%. There's a reason you're there, and that's what I have to keep telling myself. There's a reason I'm here, man. And instead of being negative, which, dude, I get weak a lot, especially when I'm tired because I'm trying to make money. I'm out when I can work. I'm staying up too long, and it's hard, man. And I'm not complaining. I'm grateful to be able to make money, but it makes it more difficult to not let these people affect you, when you have all these other factors involved, But it's not a reason to give up, dude. I know there's other people going through this kind of stuff, and if one of you guys ever come across my videos, just know, it's not just you, man. There's other people dealing with it too, and we just got to push forward, man. And we need to realize that it's not our fault that these people feel the way that they do about us. And if it is your fault, you'll know. But I know it's not my fault, dude. I haven't done anything wrong to these people. I try and do right. I try and go above and beyond when it comes to my job. And there's no reason for me to be singled out and messed with on location, which I've posted so many shorts about, dude. And if you don't believe me, whatever. This stuff is not normal, man, at all. It's harassment. It's covert harassment is what it is. And just know, man, that if you're being treated like that, it's probably a good thing. Like, there's something good about you. There's something different about you that sets you apart. And a lot of people don't like it. They just want you to be, wrong street. Sorry, I thought that's where I turned. They just want you to be like them, dude. Be a pushover, be a yes man, a people pleaser. And the fact that you're not drives them nuts, man. And something I've come to learn, dude, is like, the moment we enter a new job, a new place where we live, like any new surroundings that we enter, we stick out like a sore thumb, dude, and we can't help it. So instead of being ashamed about it, we need to embrace it, dude, and just continue to go, man, because like everywhere I've been, dude, it's been shady behavior. Like when I bought my home in that new community, what they call it a community, in that trailer park. They were all brand new trailers, but the people there were weird, man. And then like our neighbors coming to drink with us just to try and, dude, they literally gossiped about every single person on our block, dude. And I think they were attempting to get us to try and say something and, just to come over and have dirt on us, dude. And that's what I mean, like how you stand out. People can't just mind their own business, dude. They got to sit there and pry and spy on your life and sit there and just try and find any kind of dirt they can to go and then gossip about it. And that's the world we live in, dude. That's something to be proud of, man. Like, that you are different. It can be challenging because it literally feels like success is impossible, man, at times. But I have faith, dude, in the Lord that He's going to get me through. As long as I do my part. And no matter what people do to try and hold me back, the Lord will, push us through and promote us. He'll give us opportunities, man, to move up and to be successful. Maybe not financially or whatever, but He'll provide a way for us to get by, man. And I know that there's nothing that a human being can do to stop you from reaching God's purpose for your life, man. And I know that. I just have to get better at glorifying Him, dude. I get so frustrated, dude. Even, like, this is gonna sound messed up, but even like I get frustrated with God at times because I'm like, man, like, you say to have love for your enemies, why are you making it so hard? But I know it's for a reason. I know that it's to make me stronger, and it's to glorify Him in the long run, and I'm okay with that. But I'm human, and I get weak, and I get frustrated. Just like as a kid, you get frustrated with your parents sometimes. You still love them with all your heart, and you still respect them, but you get frustrated with them. It's kind of like the same thing, because you don't understand. As a kid, you didn't understand why your parents did certain things and wanted you to do certain things and had certain rules. You just saw the here and now. And it's like us, even though we're adults, our understanding of the spiritual realm and the amazing things that the Lord has waiting for us and His purpose in putting us through certain situations, there's no way we could possibly fully understand that. So, you know, our human flesh gets weak and we get frustrated with our Heavenly Father, just like we did our earthly parents when we were children. Sometimes even as adults. I don't. Like, there's no reason to get frustrated at my parents for anything as an adult. You know what I mean? But everyone's relationship is different. And I no longer get frustrated with my parents. Now I get frustrated with my Heavenly Father. I'm like, dude, what? I'm glad you see something in me that I don't, because I'm too weak for this crap, man. But you know what? It makes me know that I need Him. Like, for sure. Without Him, dude, without the Lord, dude, my heart would probably already be turn cold, and I would be a bitter, miserable person already, dude. Like, and it's only been since October 2023. But due to the love and grace of God, am I where I want to be? No, man, but I think that's a good thing, because it keeps me wanting more, and it keeps me trying for more, and to be better, and that's how I want to be for the rest of my life. Like, I want to be happy with who I am, but not content, always trying to be better. I need to be better, dude, a lot better, and I need to try harder. But like I said, in the moment, dude, it's so hard, especially a guy like me who's had problems with my temper my whole life, you know? And then people just acting in a way that you would never act, man. Like, and taking the little bit, I don't even want to say authority, dude, because it's not. Like, they're not a boss. But it's the only word I can think of right now. The power, I guess. Taking a little bit of power and just running with it, dude. Like, makes no sense to me, man. The bosses I've always liked the most, and that I've seen get the most respect from everybody, are the ones that are humble, dude. The ones that will show you that they're not afraid to get out there and work, and the ones that you know wouldn't ask you to do something that they haven't done at one point in time. Not these freaking basically kids that sit in an office and have hardly any life experience as an adult, yet treating you like you're beneath them, man. And I'm not saying that. Age does not matter, dude. It doesn't. Like, there are people younger than me that their spiritual wisdom just blows my mind, dude. And I can respect that. I don't get jealous. I'm not like, oh, you're a kid, blah, 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 blah. I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, you can tell a person who is abusing the power, the little bit of power or authority or whatever that they were given in their job due to immaturity and lack of life experience, and it's the root is insecurity, dude. Like, using that to make themselves feel better. You can tell, like, the difference between that and a person who has good intentions and is a team player and just does things for the benefit of the company or the morale of the employees or whatever, you know? There's a big difference, man. And it's irritating when, you know, you're dealing with all kinds of freaking games to begin with, and then when things happen, you're to blame. You know, the blame gets put on you, not the guy who's being passive aggressive and not communicating and covertly trying to push your buttons. No, not him. It's your fault. It gets wearing, dude. It gets tiring, and it gets hard to deal with in a positive manner. But I know it's possible. I know it's possible. Anyways, this was kind of a rant. Just so much has happened, dude. Like, in the past few days, it's been a trial, man, and I just want to have it documented and share my experiences with the challenges, dude. Share where I fell. Share where I do good. In an attempt to help other people, man, who are going through this, because It's just going to continue to happen more and more. But man, I wouldn't wish this on anyone. I really wouldn't. Like, being chosen of God is a true blessing and honor, but it's not fun, dude. It's not. It's worth it. I'm not complaining at all. It's worth it. It gives you a desire to be better, but like, at the same time, and I'm not saying this for pity or holier than thou or anything, it's just me and how I think. Like, at the same time, like, I'm harder on myself. And let me give you an example there. Like, a normal person in society, someone's being a jerk, or a group of people, their work environment sucks and is treating them like crap. Like, they're not going to be frustrated at themselves for falling and not being able to love, and for letting these guys get to them over and over and over again. They're not going to be frustrated. They're not even going to be thinking about that. They're going to be thinking about revenge or whatever. They're not going to be thinking like, they're not going to be upset with themselves for, this is going to sound pathetic, but I don't know how else to word it. They're not going to be upset with themselves for reacting in a negative manner to the abuse they're enduring. It sounds like a victim, and I'm not a victim, but it's true, dude. It's covert harassment and abuse. Meant to take people out. For them to take themselves out. That's what it's meant for, dude. So, that's what I mean by, like, I'm harder on myself, you know? But I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful not have a reprobated mind, man. Like, to have conviction of what I'm doing wrong, but I know that conviction can slip away, dude. And I just want to get better, man. I just want to be better. This world needs more love, man. It needs more good people, more genuine people. And I want to be a good person, a genuine person who truly loves and cares about others, because that is a freaking rarity these days. And the more people that are able to love and able to show compassion, better off this world's gonna be, because 90% of it is freaking darkness, dude. With people who don't care about anything besides benefiting themselves and going along with society and fitting in, dude, so that they can move up easier and get favoritism. And it's a sick world, man. But that's why Christ came. Anyways, dude, I'm saying this to me just as much as anyone else that might listen to this boring video of me rambling on. Don't give up, man. Have hope and keep going, dude. It's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how many times you can get hit and get up and keep going. I saw that quote a long time ago, man, and it's always stuck with me. But it's true. How many times can you get knocked down and keep going and keep going and keep going? And each time you get up and keep going, you're glorifying God right there. Because to the people in the world, it don't make sense, because they know that they would have been done a long time ago. Freaking 100 attempts ago, they would have been done. So each time we get up and we keep going and we keep persevering and we don't allow these people to get what they want in us giving up, we glorify God and we gain victory right there. Each and every time, through each and every attack that we don't react to. But you can still record it and expose it and talk about your side of it, but not let it affect you in a negative way. Like, I fall with too much, man, and I need to get better. I say it all the time, dude, and I'll get there, but dang, I suck at it right now. Anyways, man, you guys have a good day, and, you know, I'm sorry for this. There wasn't really much to this video besides freaking me rambling on about nonsense, but it's just been, the attacks have been heavy, man, and real heavy since I made that video yesterday about, you know, the return to sender prayers and stuff like that. It's like every time I try and make something positive, dude, the attacks come full force, harder and harder and harder. And people will tell you things like, get over yourself. It's coincidences. Like, no, come on, man. No, not even close. But you know, if you're targeted, you know. And there's strength in you to get through this. The Lord will not allow anything to happen to us or come our way that we don't have the strength to get through. He won't. It might seem like it at times. We might seem completely defeated, dude. But it's those times where we grow the most and we build the most strength. Just like working out, you gotta tear down that muscle and tear it down and torture it before it starts to rebuild. Same with our testimonies, man. But you guys have a good day. And I leave this with you in the name of Jesus Christ, even though it was kind of a rant. But I hope that maybe it can help somebody in some type of way.